Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election. And I want to present to you what I think is the face of the 2023 presidential election. How is it going to look like? And I'm here to present to you why Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, will win the 2023 presidential election scheduled to take place in February 25, 2023, less than 2 weeks from now. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And you will see the reason why I'm projecting that Peter Obi will win by the time you are patient to listen to what I have to say. Now, barely 2 weeks to Nigeria's 2023 presidential election, there are strong indications that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is in a pole position to win the race and emerge the first executive president of Nigeria, elected from Southeast since Nigeria's independence in 1960. Take note of this. We started practicing presidential system of government in 1979. No Southeastern has ever been elected president since then. The closest Southeast came to that was the election of Dr. Alex Ekweme as the vice president of Nigeria to Shagari, the then president. Zik was a ceremonial president in the 60s. The only person from Southeast that has ever held an executive position at a high level is was Lieutenant General Aguiyi, who was a military person, military leader. So if Peter Obi winning 2023 election will mark the first time somebody from Southeast is becoming president of Nigeria, executive president of Nigeria, elected to carry out executive position, executive authority. Okay. Now, all over the world, the clearest indication of voters' preference before elections is through the conduct of polls by interviewing voters by professional pollsters. It's a common practice all over the world because that gives you an idea who is likely to win and who is not likely to win. It is a practice. It's a democratic practice that is approved all over the world. Many pollsters have established reputations that have made them reliable. For instance, ANAP Foundation and NOI polls have been conducting elections in Nigeria since 2011. They have been conducting election polls in Nigeria since 2011. Investigations revealed that ANAP and NOI poll predicted accurately that the presidential candidate of People's Democratic Party, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, was likely to win the 2011 presidential election, and he won. It also predicted accurately that General Muhammad Buhari will win the 2015 presidential election, and Buhari won. It again predicted accurately that Buhari will win the 2019 presidential election, and Buhari won. So these polls of NOI since 2011 can be verified on their websites. So you can see they have established a pattern of credibility and reputation. Ahead of the 2023 presidential election, in the first of two polls by ANAP and NOI, the first conducted by NOI polls and commissioned by ANAP Foundation in September, the September poll by ANAP Foundation and NOI showed that Peter Obi of Labour Party would win if Nigeria's presidential election was held there. So a poll by ANAP and NOI in September 2002 showed that Peter Obi will win. The poll pointed to a three-horse presidential race between Obi, Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. They, however, described Rabiu Kwankwaso of New Nigeria People's Party, who came fourth in the poll, as a dark horse. The results showed a significant lead for Mr. Peter Obi, according to the poll, with 21% of voters proposing to vote for him if the presidential election were to be conducted today, and 13% each proposing to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who are both tied in second place. Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso was a distant fourth with 3% of voters proposing to vote for him. A statement by ANAP Foundation announcing the result of the poll shows. So that is what the result of the poll that was done by ANAP in September 2022. The statement added that Obi's 8-point lead at this early stage is significant but not sufficient to separate him completely from a leading pack of candidates, scoring 21%, 13%, and 3% respectively. Another poll in September 2022, conducted by public advocacy group We Together Foundation, again said that the presidential candidate of Labour Party Peter Obi is ahead of other candidates by 51%. The poll result was dated September 17, 2022, and signed by the chairman, Board of Trustees of We Together Foundation, Ibrahim Abdulkarim, as well as a member of the Board of Trustees, Mona Obioha. The group said 52% of respondents suggested voting for Obi as their preferred candidate, and 25% suggested voting for Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, while Bola Ahmed Tinubu of All Progressive Congress ranked third in the voter preference poll with 19%. According to We Together Foundation, I'm quoting them now. Further analysis also shows that Peter Obi remained a consistent favorite in the four major geopolitical zones, including North Central, South-South, Southwest, and Southeast, while Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was the poll leader in the Northeast and Northwest zones, the group said. We Together Foundation explained that Nigerians between 26 and 50 years constituted the highest number of respondents in a random survey, with a total of 15,438 registered voters in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And he said that as 2023 general election draws closer, Nigerians in various parts of the country have mostly settled for Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi as their preferred choice in a physical poll conducted in December 2022, with barely two months to the D-Day. The result of the polls conducted between the 1st and 4th of December by the media outfit Bantu Page showed that Peter Obi was preferred by most of the eligible voters in the Federal Capital Territory, Southeast, South-South, and North-Central geopolitical zone. The overall poll revealed that 37% of the poll respondents spread in all the geopolitical zones preferred Obi, while 15%, 14%, and 4% preferred the APC, PDP, and NNPP, respectively. 17% of the respondents were still undecided, 9% do not intend to vote, with 4% unwilling to disclose their preferred candidates. Now, there was a second poll that took place in December 2022 by ANAP and NOI. It was their second poll in the year 2022. That poll was published in December 2022. In a second poll by ANAP Foundation NOI in December 2022, presidential candidate of the Labour Party Peter Obi widened his lead over Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, candidates of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party. According to details of research released by ANAP Foundation, which founded the opinion poll, the details of the poll conducted in December, however, showed a remarkable increase for Tinubu in the Southeast, where support for the APC presidential candidate doubled, just as Obi lost support in his Southeast base by 20% points, slipping from 70% to 50%. President of ANAP Foundation, Peter Obi, who announced the latest details of the voting intentions of Nigerians on Channels Television Politics Today, said that support for Obi jumped from 21% in September poll to 23% nationally in the poll conducted in December. What it means is that by December, the second poll by ANAP, Peter Obi lost some percentage in the Southeast, but he gained nationally. Okay. Now, Tinubu was unmoved at 13% compared to September, while Atiku shrunk from 13% nationally to 10%. Obi leads the polls in the Southeast, South-South, North-Central geopolitical zone. Just as in September, Atiku led in the Northeast and Northwest geopolitical zones, while Tinubu led only in the Southwest. Obi's loss of support in the Southeast was compensated with a jump in support in the North Central, where support spiked from 16% to 24%. Obi also jumped to 10% from 8% in the Northeast. The poll also showed a remarkable increase for Tinubu in the North Central, moving from 2% to 9%. Also in the Northeast, moving from 4% to 8%. According to the NOI poll, Atiku slipped from 6% in September to 3% in the South-South region that had been considered the stronghold of the PDP, with Tinubu and Obi at 80% and 40% respectively in the opinion poll. Also, the recent face-to-face nationwide poll on Nigeria's 2023 presidential election by Next Year, an Africa-focused consulting firm, has tipped the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi as the favorite to win. This is as the poll result also suggests a potential runoff for the Nigeria's 2023 presidential election. Next Year is a multi-competency African-focused consulting firm with core competencies in strategy, finance, policy research, analysis, design, and implementation. The poll showed Labour Party leading the voters' preference at 37% of the survey respondents. The People's Democratic Party secured 27% of the survey response, while the All Progressive Congress secured 24%, with the New Nigeria People's Party as 6%. Next Year conducted its second presidential poll. Don't forget, Next Year had earlier done another poll, which they did in rural areas in Nigeria, where Peter Obi also defeated all his fellow contestants, showing that Peter Obi is more popular in the rural communities of Nigeria, where there were no electricities, where there were no colleges, where there were no universities in Nigeria. Now, this was the second opinion poll that had been conducted by Nestia, which was published in January. Nestia conducted its second presidential poll on Friday, January 27, 2022, 2023, 4 weeks before the scheduled presidential elections. The team used a sample size of 3,000 respondents and generated a margin of error of 2% at a 95% confidence interval. The survey sample represented the age and gender demographics in Nigeria's 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Although Labour Party secured the highest voter preference, it is unlikely to secure an outright first-round victory. None of the presidential candidates met both criteria for victory in the first round. A majority of votes cast and 25% in the two-thirds of the state. The survey results show that Labour Party can achieve 25% of votes in 23 states. Now, next year results poll show that Peter Obi can secure 25% in 23 states. And for you to become president of Nigeria, you need to win 24 states. So you can see that Peter Obi is the one that is closest to meeting it. It's only one state, based on the survey by next year. Only one state is what is stopping Peter Obi from winning outrightly and going for a runoff. That's how fantastic Peter Obi has been doing in the hearts and minds of Nigerians, in winning the hearts and minds of Nigerians over Tinubu and Atiku. Therefore, the presidential election could head. Now, what Nessia is saying is that since Peter Obi is winning only 23, if he wins only 23 states, getting 25% in 23 states, he didn't meet the requirements, and he's the highest scoring candidate. It means the election is going to go on a runoff. Therefore, the presidential election could head to a runoff between Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar or Bola Tinubu. Next year, founding partner Patrick Okibo stated that the presidential election is shaping to be one of the most keenly contested races in recent decades. Now I'm quoting him. "It is exciting to see Nigeria take their civic responsibility seriously," he said. He confirmed that in addition to the two national polls, next year will continue to provide data, analysis, and insight on Nigeria's elections and other development issues. I'm quoting him again. He said, most registered voters, 72%, have decided on their preferred candidate or their preferred party. This result is consistent across rural and urban voters. Similarly, the survey data demonstrates that respondents are certain in their choices. 83% of the respondents indicated that nothing will make them change their preferred party before the elections. This is key to why I'm doing this video. He said that those they surveyed, they said nothing would make them change their mind, as what they are telling next year is what they're going to vote. And if they stick to it, as they said, then there's enough ground to believe that Peter Obi will win the presidential election. Let's go on. It is important to note that the survey questionnaire showed the party logos and names instead of the candidates' names or images. So in this last poll, Nesia didn't show them, talk about the name of the presidential candidate or show them the images. What they showed them was only the party logos. Labour Party logo, the APC logo, PDP logo, and NNPP logo. Now I'm quoting him again. He said, voter turnout in the 2023 presidential election could be significantly higher than in 2019. For instance, 77% of respondents indicated that they will vote in this election, while 63% stated that they will definitely vote. This level of commitment was consistent across all age and gender demographics in rural and urban communities. Despite the voter commitment, turnout could be depressed by a combination of factors: insecurity, concern about the freedom and fairness of the election, and concern about the impartiality of Nigeria's Independent National Electoral Commission. Only 52% of the respondents trust that the elections will be free and fair. Well, that's a good figure for INEC. 52% believe that INEC will be free and fair. Only 47% of respondents trust that INEC will not. Okay, sorry. Only 53% of the respondents trust that the elections will be free and fair. So 52% of Nigerians believe, trust that the election will be free and fair. Only 47% of respondents trust that INEC will not manipulate the results. Now, radio, 33%, WhatsApp, social media, 29%, should be the key communication channel for political parties ahead of the election days. They found out that a lot of Nigerians use radio, WhatsApp, and other social media sources to get information. So it's advising that they're advising that parties should use it to inform electors on what they want to do ahead of the election. About 16% of the respondents say they get information on the candidates and the political parties from their families and friends. The same percentage get their information from television. Only 2% got their information from their religious leaders, while 1% got theirs from traditional leaders. There was slight variation between urban and rural voters. According to the results, although Labour Party secured the highest voter preference, Nigeria's presidential election will likely go into a second round runoff with Peter Obi and one of either Atiku Abubakar or Bola Tinubu. So you can see that Obi is likely to get 23%. So if with the improvement that Obi keep on making as we are entering the election day, I can tell you for free, Obi will get more than that 23% that next year is talking about, that Obi will get, okay, from the poll they have done. Now again, a new poll in February 7, 2023 by Steers Nigeria has also shown that the candidate of the Labour Party Peter Obi is at 41% lead ahead of the February 25 election. Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party are following closely at 31% and 20% respectively. However, 36% of the respondents remained silent when asked who they would likely vote for. Steers in the poll released recently stated that the poll covers 6,220 respondents across Nigeria's 36 states, making it the largest telephone-based electoral poll in Nigeria. However, the model used by states also showed that Tinubu will win the election in the event of a low turnout of voters. I think that will not happen because with the enthusiasm that Nigerians have for this election, there will be high voter turnout. It will be like what happened in South Africa during the post-apartheid first election in which Nelson Mandela won. It was an unprecedented voter turnout in South Africa. That's what we're going to see this election, because this election is going to be seen by Nigerians as a vote to liberate themselves from the shackles of PDP and the APC. So that's going to motivate a lot of Nigerians with the suffering in Nigeria, the situation, the problem with the Naira, the problem with fuel, the problem with the killings and everything. The former Lagos State governor will get, according to this, the states, he said the former the former Lagos State governor, that's Tinubu, will get 39% of the vote, while Obi and Atiku are to get 32% and 22% of votes respectively. That is if there is a significant low voter turnout, which I do not expect. There will be a high voter turnout. So Peter Obi will win, definitely. Also in another poll, the presidential candidate of Labour Party Peter Obi had taken the lead in a fresh poll conducted by Market Trends International on all candidates in 2023 election. Obi was placed ahead of Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of All Progressive Congress, Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigeria People's Party, Omoyole Sowore of African Action Congress, among others. MIT, a market research organization, has been operating in Nigeria and other African countries for 30 years. The agency is also skilled in both qualitative and quantitative studies. Executive Director MTI Victor Ozinegbe Bomenye, I hope I got the name right, said the survey conducted between November 9 and 29, 2023 indicated that Tinubu had 19% respondents, Atiku had 16% respondents, Kwankwaso had 14% respondents, Sowore had 0%, others had 5%, while those that refused and undecided had 1% each. He said 44% of the respondents indicated that they would likely vote for Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, in the 2023 presidential election. This may have come, according to them, I'm quoting them now, they say this may have come as a surprise to Nigerians because Labour Party and Obi had no presence in Nigeria presidential scene as of December 2021. Ebomenye said, Obi has picked up pace in the race since he declared interest to run with the Labour Party as the party's presidential candidate at its national convention and presidential primary in Asaba, the capital of Delta State, on Monday, May 30th, after other aspirants like former presidential advisor Pat Utomi, Fedora Joseph, and Olubusola Emmanuel Taylor stepped down. Ebomenye explained. Similarly, a new poll released on Friday, February 10, 2023, showed that Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate, is still the preferred choice of the voters ahead of the upcoming presidential election in Nigeria on February 25, 2023. Premise Data Corp, a San Francisco-based polling company, on behalf of Bloomberg News, conducted the poll. Now, this is interesting. This Premise Data previously did an opinion poll, either in September or thereabouts, where it also showed that Peter Obi is the most preferred candidate in Nigeria. Now, as election is about to take place, it's a few weeks to the election, Bloomberg has done another poll, which they released on February 10, on Friday, February 10. Obviously, they want to see whether there has been any changes, whether anybody has overtaken Peter Obi, or whether Peter Obi is still the preferred presidential candidate of whoever, whatever. Now, when this poll they published on Friday, February 10, showed that Peter Obi is still the man to beat. Premise Data Company or Data Corporation is a San Francisco-based polling company on behalf of Bloomberg News conducted the poll. So, Premise Data did the opinion poll on behalf of Bloomberg. Obviously, Bloomberg, everybody knows Bloomberg. Bloomberg is one of the biggest news media companies in the world. The owner of Bloomberg, Mr. Bloomberg himself, is one of the richest men in America. He's one of the most respected men in America. He has even contested for president of America before, where he didn't even care to look for the normal funding channel to contest. He funded his own campaign because he's a billionaire and he has the money to do it. He didn't require campaign funding. Of course, he couldn't get the Republican Party ticket at that time. But I'm telling you this as a side. to know that these people that did this thing, they are people of impeccable characters and position that you can't they can't be influenced. Nobody can influence them to come up with a result to favor anybody. They report it as they found out, as they investigated it, as the data they collected proved to them. Now, Premise Data, a San Francisco-based polling company, on behalf of Bloomberg News, conducted the poll. The results showed that 93% of the 2,384 Nigerian respondents have decided on their choice, and 66% plan to vote for Peter Obi, while 18% plan to vote for Bola Tinubu, and 10% plan to vote for Atiku Abubakar. This marks the sixth consecutive poll in which Peter Obi has been the most popular candidate among those surveyed by Premise for Bloomberg. When asked for comment, Valentine Ozibo, the advisor to Mr. Peter Obi on technology and strategic alliance, told journalists that this result is not surprising as it mirrors the campaign's internal polling and is the only natural outcome given Mr. Peter Obi's inspiring candidacy. The Nigerian people have embraced the message of hope His Excellency Peter Obi is sending out in his campaign. Mr. Ozibo said, Peter Obi is the only candidate taking his message to the hurting masses of Nigeria. He goes where even government officials fear going, like Southern Kaduna, Biu, relief camps in Benue, Abuja, and other places where Nigerians live on the margins of society. It is also natural. It's only natural that after decades of uninspired leadership, Nigerians will embrace a candidate who comes with a fresh message, who has the character to deliver on his promise and the track record to back his claims. Ozibo, a respected business leader, added. Now, the polling company does Bloomberg or Premise Data use a smartphone survey and use stratified sampling based on age, gender, and location across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones to ensure national representation. The results show that P2B had the highest poll numbers among male and female respondents, particularly in the 18 to 24 and 25 to 34 age groups, where he polled at 69 and 73% respectively. On the other hand, Bola Tinubu polled 18% and 12% for the same age groups, while Atiku Abubakar polled 10% for both. The deteriorating economic conditions and cost of living crisis, coupled with increasing insecurity, have propelled P2B to the forefront of the race as the most viable option to fix the country, given his experience, track record, and plan for Nigeria. Previous polls also showed now um, Bloomberg is now making reference to previous poll. He said previous polls also showed that P2B of the Labour Party also showed P2B of the Labour Party as the candidate with the highest popularity and favorability. For example, We Together Foundation poll. For example, a We Together Foundation poll conducted on September 17, 2022 showed that P2B was ahead of other candidates with 51% of the vote, while Atiku Abubakar of People Democratic Party came in second with 25%, and Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress came in third with 19%. A December 2022 poll by the Annual Foundation stroke NOI found that 23% of the respondents plan to vote for Peter Obi, while 13% say they will vote for Bola Tinubu, and 10% indicated their intention to vote for Atiku Abubakar. A STEA poll released on February 8, 2023, where 6,220 Nigerians were polled, showed that P2B was the most widely accepted candidate with 27% of those polled choosing him as their preferred president, while 15% chose Bola Tinubu of the APC and 12% chose Atiku Abubakar of the PDP. The latest next year poll released on February 5th, 2022 showed that Peter Obi of the Labour Party was leading by 37%, followed by Atiku Abubakar of the PDP with 27%, Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress with 24%. It is worth noting that voter turnout is expected to be a major factor in determining the outcome of the election. In the 2019 election, voter turnout was at a record low of 35%, but in all, the poll points to Peter Obi's victory in 2023 presidential election if it is conducted free and fair. Now, what this thing shows is that if the 2023 presidential election is conducted free and fair, Peter Obi will win. The opinion polls have confirmed it. All the opinion polls that have been done, both those done by Nigerians and those done by international bodies like Bloomberg, among others, shows that Peter Obi will win the election. You have seen it that all the opinion polls, Peter Obi is leading. Now, these people cannot be wrong. There are already people, those who are doubting this opinion poll. These people are people with credibility. They are not going to put their reputation at stake by publishing a wrong candidate that he is the person that is likely to win when the person is not likely to win. Okay? So that's settled. And as I told you earlier on at the beginning of this video, that opinion polls are the barometer of what is likely to be the outcome of an election in most democracies all over the world. And I gave you an example of ANAP poll, ANAP and NOI poll. ANAP and NOI poll got it right in 2011. They projected right in 2011 that Jonathan will win. They projected right in 2015 that Buhari will win. They projected right in 2019 that Buhari will win. By the law of average, all things being equal, their projection in 2023 that Peter Obi will win is therefore the one that should be believable and acceptable by all reasonable people. Because if they could get it right in 2011, get it right in 2015, got it right in 2019, there is nothing that will make them, all things being equal, not to get it right in 2023, where they are projecting Peter Obi victory. And they are not just alone. Look at all the polls being done by Bloomberg. Bloomberg, you can't say that Bloomberg is biased. Why would they be biased? The one done by Bloomberg, the one done by Nestia, the one done by We Together Foundation, and several other polls indicating with facts and figures that Peter Obi is the man to beat. So in summary of all these data, this information by researchers, reputable organizations that has their integrity to protect, that Peter Obi is likely to win the election. I therefore state, based on what is available, from the known to the unknown, Peter Obi of the Labour Party will win the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like this video, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. And with more people watching it, more people will see the need to come out on February 25 to join those who will make Peter Obi the next president of Nigeria. As you can see, already he is the man to beat. It's good for you and other Nigerians to join the winning trend because it's on the move. From all indication, you have seen the data. You have seen reputable organizations. They have pooled Nigerians with PVCs, and they said Peter Obi is the man they are going to vote for. You have to join them to move Nigeria from consumption to production. God bless you and yours.